Wedgies have always existed since the beginning of time, or more importantly, since the beginning of pants. Undies have stretched throughout the history of time from the dinosaurs era to the Romans, eventually making its claim to fame in high school hallways and locker rooms. We have seen the wedgie take on many different forms over the years, from atomic wedgies, to the hanging wedgies, to the Nexus flexes for those who are old enough to remember. We have seen wedgies evolve from just the physical form of just typical wedgie giving to the art form known as literature, photography, illustration, and so on. You would think in 2024 we have pretty much seen everything when it comes to wedgies, right? Most of us have even seen commanded wedgies with just the touch of a DM message, right? But ask yourself, have you ever seen a wedgie being created with just the touch of a button? Wedgie being given without another person nor underwear involved. This wedgie that I'm talking about has been given to all dorks and bullies across the internet whether they realize it or not. AI has officially made its way into the wedgie community. AI is used in general as more like a personal assistant for companies as well as personal users who need help with their daily and work tasks. Because it has access to so much data from all this many users, eventually advances its abilities from just being able to just spit out responses via text to now responding with also images. While the wedgie community was using AI before it was able to even make images, now that it has the ability to create wedgie art, the people began to grow concerned with this latest sensation. Like, how is this wedgie art being created? What is the boundaries before AI can go a little too far? And if this is now in the wedgie community, does this mean that the death of physical art is upon us? Where's the real AI when you need him in a time like this? No, but seriously, before anybody gets their Fruit of the Looms in a bunch, we'll be discussing the different harms and benefits of AI, both in the general sense as well as in the wedgie community, and how we should interact with it moving forward. Before we kick this video off, please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, as well as leave a like so that I know that you like this kind of content, you want to see more of it. And make sure you're following our social media so that you can stay up to date with events and things happening within the community.
Step right up, folks! Your dream come true! Give a wedgie just 25 cents!
What is going on, community? It's your lovely host, Joctavius. We are back again here with another video here on the Wedgie Club channel. That everybody's been having a great week as we move into November. It's colder outside. The Wedgie Club are going to make sure that we keep you warm during these winter months. So you make sure that you subscribe and you follow to us because we're going to keep you warm. I hate to be on my wedgie professor, but you know we got to talk about it, y'all. A few of my friends in the community have asked me to address the topic of AI in the wedgie community. Before we can proceed any further, I just need to put this out. Whether you realize it or not, you have been using AI before you knew what AI was. You know, when you call your bank to figure out how much your balance is after hours and you hear that automated message, an example of AI that has existed for years. While we have this conversation on AI, I want people to listen to both the harms and the benefits of AI and truly educate themselves on the topic. But why is AI a good thing? Well, for starters, because artificial intelligence, or AI, has been developed for so many years, it has a lot of data to work with. So it takes this data and is able to make new data from that data, if that makes sense. Basically, it has the ability to create new innovative ideas. This is great for somebody who has a small business that's trying to perfect its own strategies, or an artist looking for that little bit of inspiration, or that wedgie dork that's looking for a new wedgie to try. AI gives you a different perspective on something that you probably never even thought of. If you need an unbiased second opinion from somebody that's not family or friend, try AI. So back to using it for personal use, AI, if used correctly, could be used as a personal assistant. There are so many tasks that honestly can be automated. Sending out emails, to calendar invites. If you really wanted to, you could use AI to send out your wedgie commands for you. You can get rid of that feeling of always having to do the mundane tasks that can honestly be pushed off to somebody else. The beautiful thing about this is, in most cases, it's free. Who wouldn't want their own personal wedgie assistant? Even if you can't low-key wedgie them, of course. You know what happens when you have a good personal wedgie assistant? You have more time. Time to go out and hang with your friends. I'm gonna set up that meetup you've always wanted to do. And to give some of the greatest wedgies of your entire existence. AI is not only just a personal wedgie assistant, but also a problem solver in real life. A lot of the issues that we spend time on sometimes taking hours, days, maybe even weeks. AI can travel the world, go to 3 meetups, and still give you your answer within less than 10 seconds. A minute max. This is not like the cue ball that we had growing up. So AI be giving you full-on, in-depth responses, dissertations, papers if you need them. Of course, as an artist myself, I like to always prioritize integrity over everything, but we also do not get time back once it's been used. So if we can save some by letting the software do something for us, so be it. All I ask is that you please just use it ethically. Of course, nobody's saying AI is perfect and that it's gonna make all your dreams come true and give you $1 million, because obviously we know what's real and what's not. Studies have shown that AI will lead to a reduction of human error. You know, as humans, we're flawed creatures. We're gonna make a lot of mistakes. My mistake was trying to film a hanging wedgie at 250 pounds. In skimpy underwear? You know, we're bound to make a lot of mistakes throughout our life. But those administrative tasks, those don't need to be mistakes. Things that don't necessarily need a human's touch can be pushed off to things like AI. Of course, it isn't perfect. Keep in mind, this was made by humans. But as it continues to develop, it will be used to verify our work. Example of those current things would be like Grammarly or things that check for plagiarism. Who doesn't like an internet convenience store? Because if you think about it, AI really is like the 7-Eleven on the internet. It's open 24/7 and does not require any workers to operate it, at least of course outside of the developers. You can use AI whenever that you want to use it. Now, I know that all my internet wedgie warriors will be in my comments like, well, Jock, what about the bad parts? Like, you only talked about the good side, what about the bad sides? Well, here we go. One of my big concerns when it comes to AI is definitely the bias behind it. I mean, statistically showing in the United States alone, majority of the United States is Caucasian white people. This is reflected in spaces like tech, who has a very big influence, of course, on AI. So the concern for me comes in with regards to representation, because I've seen some of the wedgie art and some of it looks really, really nice. And I see some that was low-key just blatantly racist. I seen one with all Middle Eastern guys getting wedgies, and I think they all had on headdresses, and I was like, whoa. If we're going to be using AI images, it should reflect accurately how the person really looks, and not the stereotype of what a certain race will look like. And again, AI wasn't created on its own, it was created by human beings, so human beings had to feed them this kind of data that made them create this form of bias. And as AI becomes more developed on a diverse side, I think it could be of great use in the future. The other issue with it is how it looks at the end. Some of that shit is just ugly as fuck, I'm sorry. This is where I would say support your favorite wedgie artists. You've seen some of the eyes in some of these photos? Like, I feel like there was just certain things for man not to see during his lifetime, and I feel like some of these AI photos were one of those. This would be some shit I would see during my sleep paralysis era. Like, this shit is scary as fuck. And I know a piece of it is because AI has not been fully developed. But you know what? Honestly, I'm happy for that. Because in my opinion, these images are not art. And it is disrespectful to call this art when you know that there are artists out here who are probably spending days and weeks on creating just one creation. And here, you know, a machine just gets to pop run one out in like within 10 seconds. And then that shit looks disfigured? Fuck no. And if it doesn't look like that he's eating one of these, it's either perfect, but it's like not just regular perfect, it's super perfect. Art cannot just be developed through like a list of commands and spit out within 10 seconds. Again, I feel like in certain places, you need to have that human touch that machines just cannot replace no matter how developed it gets. This leads me to my next concern that a lot of people have, which is possible, you know, loss of jobs and employment due to AI. You know, why do you need a doorman when we have automatic sensors that will open the door for you? Or an administrative assistant. With the wedgie artists, they're concerned that, hey, you know, why would you use my art when you can go make AI art within 10 seconds? Honestly, a lot of people are taken to the wedgie art, of course, because it's a new thing. Everybody likes to see new things. But will this new thing be the cause of people losing their jobs? Another issue that I have with AI is that it lacks a lot of regulations and limitations within its services. There's no clear line on how far AI can go within its creations. You know, it can do something simple as make a grocery list for you, but then also turn around and make deepfakes of Taylor Swift? AI don't even respect the celebrity's girl. We're all doomed. Who is being there to make sure that ethics are being enforced when utilizing AI? How do we even know as users that our data is even safe when we're using AI? We must keep these things in mind when we're utilizing those services. Because with regards to the internet, the biggest elephant in the room is always going to be privacy concerns. We stated earlier, you know, Taylor Swift had a deepfake made about her. What's to say one can't be made of any one of us watching this video right now if our images are on the internet? When it comes to AI generated wedgie art, a lot of people are concerned with how did you come to this point with the end result of the wedgie photo. Photos were you using as reference? Did you have permission to use those photos? Now granted, as we all know, once you post on the internet, it's never off the internet. Even if you delete it, it's always going to be there. But it's a whole nother thing to use my photos as a reference to art that you're trying to make, especially if you're trying to make profits off of it. And then back to my earlier point, you know, how much data are we using when we're utilizing AI, or if we're not even utilizing AI? But AI can get hacked right now, and there goes all of our data that we've been using. So if you plan on using AI, please of course use it with good care, and be sure to ask for permission when utilizing somebody else's content. But the big thing in AI is whether it's in the wedgie community or it's just in life in general, it's not going anywhere. As I've stated, you know, we've been using AI before we even know what AI was. And now that we can use it at our own disposal, I recommend that people look into it. Use it to increase your creativity or skills. Ideas on how to give a dork a devastating wedgie. All I ask is that you please just don't do anything that infringes on other people's safety. Examples of this is using somebody's content without their permission. If you're going to make AI content with other cultures, take some time to learn about them and don't just stereotype them from what you've seen on television. Try to use your AI content very ethically. And please, no more sleep paralysis photos. My heart can't take it. That concludes today's video. What do you think about my first video back? Do I need to get a wedgie for this, or did I do good? What is your take on AI? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? What do you think about the future of it? If you have any other issues or topics that you would like me to address, just drop it down in the comment section or send me a DM at the Wedgie Club. But I hope that everybody has a great rest of their day. Have a great weekend. As always, stay wedgie, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care.